be or not to be, arguably one of the most iconic phrases in the English language. However, in its modern day, it's kind of lost some of its meaning from back when William Shakespeare wrote it. An excerpt from William Shakespeare's Hamlet. It discusses not a state of being, but rather a state of life or death. See, while Hamlet was giving his soliloquy, he just had his father murdered, his uncle married his mother, and his father's ghost came back from the grave to tell him to avenge his death by killing his now uncle father. Hamlet's soliloquy is about Hamlet debating whether life or death is worth it. Ultimately, he chooses life, but that is for the sole purpose of he knows what comes before death. He's not quite sure what will come after. So as I recite Hamlet's soliloquy, please keep this in mind and try to view it from a perspective you might not view it from before. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the arrows and slings of outrageous fortune, or to take arms up against these sea of troubles, and by opposing in them. To die, to sleep no more, and by sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks the flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come. When we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that calamity so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit the unworthy takes, when he himself his quietest makes with bare body? Who would furrows bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, for whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will and makes us bear those ills we have. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sickled over, and with pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pitch and moments, and with this regard their currents turn awry and lose.